Yo, tapping in real quick for this UFC fight night. Lemos versus Virna Jandiroba in this video right here. This is the full card breakdown and predictions. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Now, as of right now, that first fight of the night, that's heavyweight MMA. That's Muhammad Usman versus Thomas Peterson. And that's a complete pass for me. I want absolutely nothing to do with this fight from a betting or parlaying perspective unless we talking about prelim parlays or possibly haymakers. You understand what I'm saying to you? And even then, I might recommend you stay away from this fight. You know, first fight of the night and heavyweight MMA. It checks off 2 boxes. You understand what I'm saying to you? But with that being said, I will go ahead and side with Muhammad Usman to be the one to get this one done in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I am not necessarily sure how this young man is going to secure the victory, but I am highly confident that he is the one that's going to get the job done. You understand what I'm saying to you? It could be inside the distance, you know what I mean? Via knockout, he could clip him, or he could drag this one out to a 15-minute decision. In my personal opinion, it is Muhammad Usman's fight to lose, though, and I don't think he's going to fumble the bag. You understand what I'm saying to you? There is nothing impressive about Thomas Peterson or his body of work, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, with that being said, there is nothing highly impressive about the other side of things with Muhammad Usman neither. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily believe that the UFC wants to get rid of Muhammad Usman anytime in the near future. Hence this matchup, because it is a very winnable matchup for Muhammad Usman. I feel like it's his matchup to lose. The body of work that Muhammad Usman has been able to produce in and outside of the UFC octagon is, you know, not far greater, but it is better than anything that I've seen Thomas Peterson produce in or outside of the UFC octagon. And like I said, I could see Muhammad Usman knocking this man the fuck out at some point in time, inside the distance, or just dragging this one out to a 15-minute decision. But I do believe it is, you know, it is Muhammad Usman that will be the one securing the victory. Luana Carolina versus Lucy. Puda. Luana versus Lucy. Listen, I'm rocking with Luana, man. I'm rocking with Luana to get this one done via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1. Wouldn't be surprised if one of them judges scored 3 rounds to none. And with that being said, if the finish presents itself inside the distance, the young woman will take it. You understand what I'm saying to you? And not over eagerly. She possesses a very decent IQ, in my personal opinion. We're talking about mid-level women's MMA. And I am high on this young woman, man. The level of opposition that she's faced, her wins, her losses, her body of work that she's produced in and outside of the octagon, I'm high on her, especially in this matchup. You know what I mean? And I caught her at, you know, not a plus money number, but she was the slight dog. It was like minus 104 or something like that was what I caught her in when I parlayed her up. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I got her taking this one, man. Like I said, you know, via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1. Wouldn't be surprised if somebody scored it 3 rounds to none. She's going to do the better work over the course of 15 minutes. Absolutely everywhere, in my personal opinion, man. Nothing about the Lucy side of things impresses me in any way, shape, form, or fashion, or moves me, you know, to even try to make a case for her, man. You know what I mean? Just my personal opinion. You feel me? It is women's MMA, though. You know what I mean? So, do with it what you will. Loic versus Trey. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm fucking with Trey, man. I caught Trey at plus 120. Caught him again at plus 100. I know he's like even money now, if not going towards pushing towards a favorite. You understand what I'm saying to you? And you know, I can get it. I can. You know, I completely dig it, man, because I'm on the trade side of things. You understand what I'm saying to you? Loic's sloppy, man. You know what I mean? And I don't necessarily believe that I've ever really been on the wrong side of a Loic Razibov pick ever since he came into the UFC either. I've kind of known when to be on his side and when not to be on his side, man. You know what I mean? And one of these times I'm going to be fucking wrong, but I don't think it's this time, man. I don't think it's this time, man. I understand he has like a 57% takedown accuracy going up against Trey Ogden's 100% takedown defense, but I don't necessarily believe that Loic Radzhabov is the, you know, best, you know, pure wrestler or grappler that Trey Ogden's been up against or tests himself against in the gym on a regular. You understand what I'm saying to you? The body of work that Trey Ogden's going to be able to produce over the course of 15 minutes on the feet, I like that a lot better than what Loic Radzhabov's going to be able to do on the feet. He's sloppy, man. He gets touched. He gets cracked more times than not. You understand what I'm saying to you? I can see him getting touched, you know, and put right on his motherfucking booty. He's going to be shooting, chaining, doing his best to get this young man to the motherfucking ground. And he may, you know, make Trey's booty touch that mat one good time, but Trey gonna hop right back up, man. Loic's not good at keeping a motherfucker down, man, especially if you have any resistance in that department, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? For motherfuckers that don't necessarily show great resistance in that department, like I took him over Esteban. You know what I mean? But the motherfucker went like 11 for 21 takedowns against Esteban. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's not going to happen against Trey Ogden. He's not going to get that many off, man. And on the feet, he's going to get caught. He's going to get clipped. You know what I mean? I just like Trey Ogden in this matchup. Styles make fights. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I think this is a very bad stylistic matchup for Loic Radzhabov to implement his game. You know what I mean? So for those reasons, you know, I'm siding with Trey Ogden, man, to go ahead and get this one done via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1. You know what I mean? I don't see no splits, and I don't see no inside the distance unless Trey Ogden cracks this motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? And listen, man, Trey Ogden may very well lock up and secure a couple of his own motherfucking takedowns in this matchup. You understand what I'm saying to you via a reversal kind of situation, or just locking up his own because he feels the, you know, he feels the power, you know what I mean, in the grappling sequences, in the wrestling sequences when motherfucking Loic Radzhabov is shooting for his own takedowns to secure. Trey Ogden might feel that, you know, that physical strength. He might feel the power in there and not be moved by it at all. It might not move him one bit, and it might cause him to say, you know what, boop, let me put this motherfucker on his booty real quick and let me get a little bit of control time, because when I get a motherfucker on the ground, my top game is better. Because Trey Ogden's top game is better than Loic Radzhabov's top game. You understand what I'm saying to you? Listen, man. Trey Ogden, when it comes to being in this MMA octagon, may be the better pure wrestler and grappler in this matchup. It's just the fact that Loic Radzhabov is more relentless with his attacks in that department. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that separates him in that department, is Loic Radzhabov's relentlessness in that department. Trey Ogden is technically more sound in that department, in my personal opinion, man. So he may just lock up and secure a few of his own takedowns on his route to a unanimous decision. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Loic edges out one of those rounds. Maybe it's the first round. Maybe it's the third round. Maybe it's the second round. You understand what I'm saying to you? Via being able to secure a takedown. Maybe 2. You understand what I'm saying to you? Maybe. You know what I mean? So that would mean 2 rounds to 1. Trey Ogden, unanimous decision. But I'm still on Trey, man. Miranda Maverick versus Barboza. Maverick versus Barboza, man. I'm on Maverick. It's women's MMA. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Out of these first 4 fights, there's 3 of them that check off boxes as far as my parlay and you know, principles go. You know what I'm saying? You got heavyweight MMA, first fight of the night, and heavyweight MMA. That's 2 boxes checked right there. Second fight of the night is women's MMA. That's a box check right there. Third fight of the night, we good, in my personal opinion. The 4th fight of the night is women's MMA again, so it's box check right there. And it's question marks on both sides, to be honest with you, man. You know what I mean? Miranda Maverick sitting at like a -245 on the money line, and I do have her winning this matchup. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I don't know that she's going to make it look -245, man. You know what I mean? I think she's going to go in there, and after the first round, she's going to be looking like a -145. You know what I mean? It's going to be competitive. Then she'll start to creep back up as far as the money line's concerned, you know, after the midpoint of the second and then going into the third. I feel like she'll, as the fight goes on, she'll do the better work. That first 7-8 minutes is going to be very fucking competitive, in my personal opinion, in every single fucking department. You understand what I'm saying to you? Miranda Maverick is not going to be able to just come out here and do whatever she wants to do and implement her game on Barboza. In my personal opinion, Barboza will show resistance. She will be doing her absolute best effort to implement her own game on Miranda Maverick. You understand what I'm saying to you? Miranda Maverick, in my personal opinion, possesses the better gas tank. You know what I'm saying? It's great. The better gas tank, you know, and the better body of work, Miranda Maverick. But the heart and the dog, I'll get the Barboza, so you got to be careful. You understand what I'm saying to you? If Barboza gets to, you know, she gets to feeling that pressure, gets to feeling that gas tank, gets to chipping a little bit, man. In them, you know, we're in the second round. You know what I mean? And we're 7-8 minutes into the fight. You know what I mean? We're over that halfway point of the second round, and she starts to feel a little bit like she's starting to slip away. She might just turn it up and try to give all she got real quick to Miranda Maverick. That's that dog in her. That's that heart in her. You know what I mean? Where if she's able to, you know, connect and succeed, I don't necessarily believe Miranda has that dog in her. You know what I mean? And that much heart in her. She falls apart a little bit, her spiritually and mentally, when things don't go her way. You know, not in a you know, I don't even want to say like a Rose or a Tracy sense, but not in, you know, not in a extensive, you know what I mean? Like not extensively. She don't fall apart as quickly and as rapidly as some individuals, men and women. I'm not just talking about women in the UFC. Some men fucking, you know, once they get that motherfucking punched in that soup cooler or that snot box, they start falling apart too. They start turning into wrestlers, shooting for takedowns. They can't get the takedowns. They can't get it, and they just start slowly fall. Miranda's, you know, she doesn't fall apart so rapidly, you know what I mean? But she can. Her spirit can be broken. It can be chipped away at. You understand what I'm saying to you? If she gives you everything she has and you're still standing there, you're still showing resistance, and you still got, you know, some gas in the tank and some fight left in you. You know what I mean? It's going to be a good one, in my personal opinion. It's going to be a good, you know, it's going to be a good technical, you know what I mean? They match this one up very fucking well, because they match up very well in every department, in my personal opinion. I just give this slight edge to Miranda Maverick everywhere, you know what I mean? And for that reason, everywhere other than the heart and the dog, you know what I'm saying? So for that reason, it's Miranda Maverick, man. Brian Kelleher versus the boy Cody Gibson, man. Give me Brian Kelleher, man. Huh? Give me Brian Kelleher, man. As a motherfucking dog. Caught him at plus 186. Huh? He probably gonna go down too. I don't necessarily believe that number's gonna get any better for anybody who's on the underdog. When anybody's on Kelleher, I don't think that number's gonna get any better, man. I think that thing's just gonna keep getting lower, keep getting lower. You understand what I'm saying to you? Keep getting lower as we come closer to fight night, man. Because motherfuckers just got to do their homework, man. You know what I mean? There's nothing impressive about Cody Gibson in any way, shape, form, or fashion, in any department, in any aspect of mixed martial arts, in my personal opinion, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying Brian Kelleher's a world beater and he's that guy. He's, you know what I mean? Listen, he's a fucking dog, though. He's undeniably, you know what I mean, just been up against, for a lot longer, the higher level of opposition. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, listen, I get it. Back in the day, Cody Gibson fought, what do you fight, you know what I mean? Aljamain Sterling. He fought Aljo and Douglas Da Silva Andrade and took them losses back in that first run or whatnot, you know what I mean? And Miles Johns and Brad Katona, and you took them losses. Your biggest win being over fucking John Dobson back in the day. You understand what I'm saying too? Like, miss me with that, man. You know what I mean? Brian Kelleher, man, like, he been up against it, man. He been up against it, and even prior to the UFC, outside the UFC, man, he beat Julio Arce twice. Got him up out of there via submission in the third round on the second go around. You know what I mean? Listen, man, Julio Arce and it getting, that's a nice feather in the cap, in my personal opinion, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? His wins, his losses, his resume, the level of opposition that he's been up against, the body of work that he's been able to produce in the wins and in the losses. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's Brian Kelleher for me all day long here. He's at a 5-inch reach disadvantage on the feet in the striking department, but that's absolutely it. That is the only disadvantage he holds in this fight, in my personal opinion. He is by far the better mixed martial artist. You understand what I'm saying? He's faster, more agile, mobile. The movement, the head movement, the foot movement, the diversity in the striking department, the wrestling, the grappling. I give him so many advantages in this matchup, and he's at a plus 186. Man, we in the doghouse. You know I'm all over that, man. Come on, man. Baby came in, Marlon Vera. You know what I mean? And we talking about prime time, Marlon Vera, Montel Jackson. We just seen what Montel, I told motherfuckers Montel was going to hurt the Mon, man. I didn't think he was going to get him out of there that quick, though. He got him the fuck, closed the curtains, lights out, got him the fuck up out of there. Y'all not going to keep disrespect. I'm a minus 120. Everybody got this motherfucker beat. Man, let me show y'all something. Let me remind y'all of something, man. Well, Montel Jackson, you know, these the motherfuckers that the old boy been fighting, man. Win, lose, or draw, man. Man, Marlon Vera, Montel Jackson, O'Day Osborne, and we talking about he getting wins over some of these motherfuckers. Hunter Azur, Cody Stateman, you know what I mean? Ricky Simone. We talking about prime time, motherfucker. These when it ain't prime, man. Umar Nurmagomedov, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Cody Garbrandt. This is his last 3 fights. Cody Garbrandt, Mario Bautista, and Umar Nurmagomedov, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. And he catching wins over O'Day Osborne, Hunter, and shit like that. And then, you know, the Montel Jackson and Marlon Vera back. Like, come on, man. The level of opposition this young man has been up against and he's been facing in the body of work he's been able to produce in the process. Come on, man. His wins and his losses, man. That it's just all more respectable on the Brian Kelleher side of things, in my personal opinion. You understand what I'm saying to you, man? Cody Gibson is not coming in here and starching Brian Kelleher. And he cannot win this fight in any other way, shape, form, or fashion, in my personal opinion, man. Brian Kelleher, on the other hand, could rip that body, touch that motherfucking chin, club, and supplement his own right, or just clip him on the motherfucking feet in the striking department, or win this one via unanimous decision, man. Come on, man. Come on. And the unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1, would only be if Cody Gibson was able to catch Brian Kelleher in one of those rounds. Like, catch him and kind of hurt him and kind of, you know what I mean, Kelleher was winning the whole round, and then, you know, maybe Cody caught him, clipped him, and took the round away from him again. But then Brian wouldn't let that shit happen again, in my personal opinion, man. This is Brian Kelleher's fight to lose, man. And at plus 186 dog money, I'm on it all day long. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm batshit crazy and I done lost my motherfucking mind. But I believe Brian Kelleher is better absolutely everywhere. I believe he's the better mixed martial artist. He's the more experienced mixed martial artist, the more well-rounded mixed martial artist. He produces the better body of work inside that octagon, in his wins or his losses, the level of opposition he's been up against, facing. I mean, come on, man. Come on. It's Brian Kelleher for me all day long, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and go get him, boy. You know what I mean? Go get him a fuck up out of there inside the distance, too, man. You know what I mean? Hyder versus Lee. It is what it is, man. We rocking with Lee. You know what I mean? We rocking with Lee. It's these 2 individuals I'm not necessarily high on. You understand what I'm saying to you? Well, you know, I'm not high on Hyder at all. You know what I mean? Not really high on Lee at all, too, man. You know what I mean? I can't really put one above the other. You feel what I'm saying to you? But I will go ahead and say that you know, so far, what I've seen from both of these men, outside with the body of work of Lee, you know what I mean? And I'll rate the win over Blake Builder far greater than the win over that of a Fernie Garcia. You understand what I'm saying to you? Listen, man. Is there question marks on this fight? Yeah, there's question marks on this fight, because how good is either one of these motherfuckers really? You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them have really faced a great level of opposition. With that being said, Lee has faced the greater level of opposition, you know, and been able to secure victories, man. And the body of work, I feel like he's the faster of the two, and he's just going to be able to do the better work over the course of 15 minutes implementing his game plan. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Lee's the pick, man. In my personal opinion, it's still a lot more that needs to be seen on both sides. You feel me? I feel like we're going to have the opportunity to see a lot more from Lee because he's going to be the one sticking around a little bit longer. But that's just my personal opinion, man. I'm rocking with Lee, man. Choi versus Algeo. Now, we got two Chois on here, right? I believe this is the Choi up there. I don't know which one of these Chois is the... Wasn't one of these motherfuckers like the Superboy? Some stupid shit like that. Either way, the shit wasn't working out for him. You know what I mean? The shit wasn't working out for him, man. And I know, you know, was it my last Algeo pick? I'm not looking at all that right now, so I can't really remember, man. Maybe it was my last Algeo pick. Is that when he fought Kyle Nelson? Algeo felt caught. Bill Algeo fought Kyle Nelson, right? And he lost to Kyle Nelson. My Bills fucked me up. Back to back. 2 weeks, back to back. Bill Algeo took a loss to Kyle Nelson. And Billy Quarantillo took a loss to Yusef Salau, man. You know what I mean? But I'm not even mad at that loss. I was all over Billy. I'm not going to hold you. I had Billy winning that fight. Not mad, though. Not mad. Got to see what the rejuvenated Yusef Salau on his second stint in the UFC looked like. Against Bill Algeo anyway, you know what I mean? See what he looks like, you know, moving forward here as he climbs the motherfucking rankings, man. But yeah. Both the Bills, back-to-back weeks, and I fucking said it in my video too. Whoever went first, whoever was first up, I think Bill Algeo was first up against Nelson or Billy Q was first up against Yusef Salau. Either fucking one. Whichever one was up first, I was in my motherfucking prediction video the next week, and I said, man, you two motherfuckers, I better, my two Billies better not have me looking silly, motherfucker, you know, back to back. And boy, oh boy, I said it in the motherfucking video, and I must have spoke that shit right out, man, because both them Billies have me looking silly back to back weeks. Boing, boing, looking dumb, wind him up. Boom! Sit down, clown. Fuck up out here with them Billy Algeo and Bill Quarantillo picks, boy. You know what I mean? Yeah, Billy's had me looking silly, man. But I am not discouraged, man. I am not discouraged. Bill Algeo will get this one done via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1, and I would not be surprised if he found the finish inside the distance on old boy Choi. You understand what I'm saying to you, man? I will not turn my back on Bill Algeo yet. I will not be discouraged. You understand what I'm saying to you? Kyle Nelson's one of those guys, in my personal opinion, if you sleep on him, like a Trey Ogden, he'll take your O from you, or he'll just, you know, show up, show out on you, and secure the victory over you. You feel what I'm saying to you? Like, it's one of those situations, man. You know what I mean? Not necessarily against, you know, some of the higher level individuals in the division, but against an Algeo, you know what I mean? It can happen, and it did. And I was victim, but I'm still rocking with him. He's the pick. I'm still picking him. You know what I mean? Algeo to get this one done via unanimous decision. Wouldn't be surprised, you know, if he found a finish inside the distance. But with that being said, based off of what I just said to y'all, Billy will not be locked up in my main legs. Will not have me looking silly again, boy. You know what I mean? Bill's the pick, though, man, to go ahead and get it done. Cody versus Bruno, man. Give me Cody, man. Give me Cody, man. And at minus 126 or whatever, man, shit. You give me Cody all day long at that price tag. Huh? I like that price tag. That's a very parlayable and bettable price tag, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? I like that 126, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, listen, you know, I'm not going to say I get it, because I don't, man. Cody could be sitting or like I think Algio is like a -175 or something like that over Choi, and Cody could be a -175 over Bruno, and I'd be happy with that. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bill. I think Bill's like a -175 over Choi, and if Cody was a -175, -185, 186 against motherfucking Bruno, I'd still, you know, I'd be 100% on board and completely alright with that, man. Because I feel like he's going to justify that. He's going to get this one done via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1, and this is another one. I wouldn't be surprised if he found a finish inside the distance via submission, man. Stop sleeping on this young man. You know what I mean? Stop sleeping on this young man. I fuck with Cody, man. Not high on Bruno. Never been high on Bruno. You understand what I'm saying to you, man? Not shitting on the young man in any way, shape, form, or fashion. He's solid. He's well-rounded. He's strong in some areas. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I personally believe Cody has him covered absolutely everywhere. Cody can crack. Cody possesses pop in his shots. You understand what I'm saying to you? He does have a little bit of power in there, and he can hurt this young man on his feet. On the feet, I feel like Cody will have the volume on his side, and he will do the better work. Also, mixing in that wrestling and that grappling, securing those takedowns, searching for them submissions. Cody is another Cody. You know what I mean? That when they get you to the ground, they not, you know, they not laying on you. They not fucking around, man. You know what I mean? They looking for the finish. They looking for the submission, or they looking for the finish via ground and pound from top position. You understand what I'm saying to you? They are constantly working. It is constant transitions. It is constant motherfucking action. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's one thing that I love about Cody so much. You know what I mean? He's a little live wire, but he's a technically sound live wire. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I think, you know, it's going to be sparks in there. It's like he's a bad matchup for Bruno, and I think he's going to implement his game and do pretty much what he wants to do inside that octagon to secure his victory via unanimous decision or via finding the finish inside the distance, man. Cody Durden's the pick, man. Kurt versus Kanan. You could really miss me with this fight, man. You know what I mean? Neither one of these motherfuckers impressed me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Nothing about them. Nothing about them. You know what I mean? When we talk about, you know, the level of opposition and all of that, man, Kurt's probably, you know, has faced a higher level of opposition, but just look at how he's done against it. Not great at all. You understand what I'm saying to you? Kanan's more powerful than Kurt, man. Kanan's more dangerous than Kurt. I don't know. Listen, and I don't know a whole lot about Kanan. I don't know all there is to know about Kanan, man. But I know all there is to know about Kurt, in my personal opinion. And it's enough to, you know that Kanan's going to get this one done via unanimous decision, but most likely inside the distance. He's dangerous. He's a bit more dangerous than this young man. Absolutely everywhere. And possesses the ability to get this one done. Absolutely everywhere. Again, this is just my personal opinion, man. You know what I mean? Not a fight that I'm high on in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Two individuals that I could care less about as far as their careers are concerned. And two individuals that don't have very high ceilings in the UFC at all. You understand what I'm saying to you? Kanan beating Kurt may very well be his ceiling inside the UFC. He may lose his next 2-3 matchups and, you know, catch the fucking boot. You know what I mean? He may get matched up properly with, you know, Road to the UFC looking for a fighter or Contender Series alumni, and you know, who knows how that one might go. But just no interest, man. Kanan's the pick to get it done, though. Garcia versus the other Choi. Give me Garcia, man. Give me the pop the young man possesses in his shots, the volume on the feet, the versatility, and the well-roundedness in his mixed martial arts game, man. You know what I mean? Choi's another guy. I just don't get it, man. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I said it way back in the beginning. You know what I mean? When I first started posting these videos this year, you could tell that they were going to be putting quite a few, and I said it, over the next 6 months, they're going to put quite a few cards. I can't remember what card I was on that I was talking about. That was just absolute shit. And you could make a case that the first few fights on the whole card, you know what I mean, individuals from both sides could be cut when the fights was over, regardless of the outcome. You know what I mean? I said that they're going to be putting cards together, you know, where they're just basically going to be taking the trash out, man. Where you might have two individuals matched up and it might necessarily not matter what the outcome of the fight is. They cutting both of these motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Or, you know, one's got to go and one's got another shot in his next matchup, and if he doesn't do good there or she doesn't do good there, then they got to go there, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be a lot of matchups spread across these cores over the next few months, you know what I mean? Where they're just basically taking the trash out, you know what I mean? Where you got motherfuckers who are 0-2 or 0-3 in the UFC against motherfuckers who are 1-2 or 1-3 in the UFC. It's like, man, somebody got to go. You know what I mean? But again, like I said way back then, and I say it again, it's because they've created all of these outlets, inlets, whatever you want to call them, to get into the UFC. Road to the UFC, looking for a fighter, motherfucking Dana White Contender Series, man. The Ultimate Fighter Brazil, the Ultimate. Like, it's so many ways to get into the UFC that the UFC just does not possess the level of opposition that it used to possess. Back in the day, it used to be like, you know, this was it. You was either cut out for the UFC or you wasn't. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now and it was either like if you was facing UFC level of opposition, this was top tier. So if you was over here and you was competing and you was facing these motherfuckers, win, losing, or draw, you know, you was up against the best of the best. It's not necessarily that. That's not necessarily the case anymore. You know what I mean? And they gotta weed these motherfuckers out. You feel me? So I have Garcia putting Choi one step closer to the door, if not both feet the fuck out. You feel me? Give me Garcia inside the distance, man. Via KO, TKO. Maybe in the second, possibly late in the first. You feel what I'm saying to you? I don't necessarily believe that Choi, I don't believe old boy's gonna be able to take what's coming when Garcia gets to touching him. You understand what I'm saying to you? Brad Tavares versus Jung Young Park, man. I'm all over Brad Tavares in this matchup, man. I'm under the belief that Brad Tavares should be the favorite in this matchup, and this money line should be reversed. But again, maybe that's just me being batshit crazy. Maybe that's just me over here smoking too much of this piffery, losing my fucking mind. You know what I mean? Maybe I gotta get a better grip on reality or something. But I think Brad Tavares is the better mixed martial artist and has this fucking guy covered absolutely everywhere, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? He's a fucking gat and he's an OG and he's a veteran of the UFC. And with that being said, he's still only 36 to old boy's 33, man. We not talking about nothing when we talking about age. You understand what I'm saying to you, man? The level of opposition this young man has faced and been up against for damn near his whole fucking career, man. Like, come on. And he was fighting jokers and they prime time individuals. You know what I mean? Like Jung Young Park, he's over here fighting. You're beating Albert Duraev, Dennis Tululin, Joseph Holmes. You can miss me with all three of those victories. You understand what I'm saying to you? Bro, his best, John Phillips. Come on, wasn't that the white Mike Tyson or whatever the fuck they call this bum? Get the fuck up out of here. Tafan and Chukwi. Like, come on, man. Who the fuck's still on the roster? You know what I mean? That you beating, man. And the motherfuckers that are ain't worth shit. Dennis Tululin, Albert Duraev. Come on, man. Joseph Holmes, John Phillips. Come on, man. Fuck up out Tafan and Chukwi. Come on, man. His best win is Marc-Andre Barriou. You understand what I'm saying to you? But his wins, his losses, his resume, man, you can miss me with that shit. Brad Tavares was fighting prime-time Yoel Romero, Robert Whitaker, Israel Adesanya, come on, man, Dracus du Plessis. You feel what I'm saying? Omar Ahmed, like, Just go to Tim Bosch back in the day. You know what I mean? Tim Bosch was a gap back in the day. Just go take a look at Brad's whole resume, right? And the young man still possesses an 81% takedown defense. So if you think Jun Young Park is taking this man down, when this man's 81% takedown, that takedown defense is stood up to 81% against that resume of motherfuckers that he's been in there against, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. And Jun Young Park is not going to do the better work over the course of 15 minutes on the feet at 36 years old. Brad Tavares is still in his prime, man. Still in his prime, man. Don't be mad Brad Tavares gets a finish inside the distance over Jun Young Park. Brad Tavares reverses and secures some of his own takedowns in this matchup against Jun Young Park and just does the better work over the course of 15 minutes over Jun Young Park. But again, maybe I'm just over this motherfucker losing my rabbit-ass motherfucking mind, man. You know what I mean? But Brad Tavares is by far the better mixed martial artist. You know what I mean? By far the more dangerous mixed martial artist. He possesses more pop in his shots. He has more power. He's faced a higher level of opposition. He's produced a better body of work. What the fuck? Plus 186. I'm all over it, man. Brad Tavares is the pick. Amanda Lemos versus Virna Jandiroba. You can give me Amanda Lemos, man. She was plus 114 when I grabbed her, too. I believe she's still right around there. That motherfucking line has not moved, man. And I get it. It's the last fight of the night, and it's women's MMA. It's question marks on both sides. It checks off a lot of boxes. Anybody tapping in and wondering what the fuck these boxes are I'm talking about? Listen, man, when it comes to parlaying for me, I smack more times than not, and that's because for my main legs, my main locks, I do my best to trim away all the motherfucking fat, man. You know what I mean? I highly recommend not betting or parlaying on the first fight of the night, the last fight of the night, women's MMA, heavyweight MMA, anybody making a UFC debut, anybody who's minus 500 or above, anybody that you have too many question marks on. From one side, let alone both. And when you trim all that shit out the way, those 3, 4, and 5 leggers that you're left with tend to smack every fucking time. More times than not. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, with that being said, man, it checks off boxes. Just like the Muhammad and Thomas checks off boxes. Luana and Lucy checks off boxes. You feel what I'm saying to you? You know, to be honest with you, for me, that's all that checks off boxes, you know what I mean? But Amanda Lemos is going to be the pick. Amanda Lemos is going to be the pick to do the better work over the course of 15 minutes. In my personal opinion, Virna Jandiroba she's solid. This ain't low level, this ain't mid level, this is high level women's MMA. This is going to be a very technically sound matchup. They are both very solid, absolutely everywhere, and they match up very well, absolutely everywhere that this fight can take place. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm just siding with Amanda Lemos to do the better work over the course of 15 minutes and to secure this one via unanimous decision, 3 rounds to 2, and that's if she does not find the finish inside the distance. And Virna Jandiroba is very durable and very tough in her own right, but Amanda Lemos has pop, and Amanda Lemos has pop in each and every one of her individual shots. You understand what I'm saying to you? She can crack. She's precise. She's fast. The accuracy is there. The IQ is there. The well-roundedness, I mean, she's solid everywhere, man. The same can be said for Virna Jandiroba. I'm just siding with Amanda Lemos to land the more powerful shots to hurt Virna Jandiroba more than once in this matchup and secure the victory via unanimous decision, possibly finding the finish inside the distance. You know what I mean? Muhammad Usman is the pick over Thomas. Luana's the pick over Lucy. Trey's the pick over Loic. Maverick's the pick over Barboza. Brian's the pick over Cody. Lee's the pick over Hyder. Algio's the pick over Choi. Cody's the pick over Bruno. Kanan's the pick over Kurt. Garcia's the pick over the other Choi. Brad's the pick over Park. And Lemos is the pick over Jandiroba. That's that with that. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'll tap back in a little bit. We'll talk some parlays.